Okay, first battle with Blaziken on the lead, and of course we run into a Swampert. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I've been showcasing Swampert a lot in Premier Cup and Master League this season, but there's another starter from the Hoenn region that deserves some attention as well. So in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing a set of Premier Cup battles featuring Blaziken. Now Blaziken is a very interesting pick. It's not the most ideal Pokemon to use in PvP, but it has very good niche matchups, and when you line it up in the correct situations, it can absolutely destroy. So for this team composition, I'm going to be running it with Gyarados and Metagross, and this is a 100% IV Blaziken. It's not best buddied, however, but I'm going to be using the moveset of Blaze Kick and Blast Burn. Yes, Stone Edge would definitely provide more coverage against the likes of Dragonite, Gyarados, and Togekiss, which otherwise Blaziken would struggle against, but Blast Burn is a legacy move as well, which I don't want to TM away because it has that one-shot potential against so many of the steel types. And Blaze Kick is absolutely needed for the shield baiting opportunity because Blaziken is extremely glassy, so you want to get off as many charge moves as possible as well. And the reason for running this team comp is that Gyarados basically covers up for a lot of Blaziken's weaknesses, and it's also a fantastic generalist in terms of being a safe switch option. And Metagross, we all know how good it is in Premier Cup. So if you're new to this channel, I upload PvP content on a pretty regular basis. So if you're interested, please hit that subscribe button and let's just get straight into these battles. Okay, moving on to the first battle here. I'm going to be leading with Blaziken with Gyarados and Metagross in the back. Now, one of the key mistakes I made here is actually pick a Metagross, which is not the best buddy one. Not the one which has Meteor Mash Earthquake, but a lower CP one with only one charge move. I accidentally chose that for this battle here. It almost cost me, but we met with a Swampert here. This is the worst lead you can ask for, right? Absolutely terrible lead here. So I'm just going to build up a little extra energy and then switch into Metagross to catch the Hydro Cannon. Now, the reason I don't want to switch into Gyarados is my only counter to Swampert in this team, and I don't want to give away my hard counter. So they are going to be inclined to stay in this matchup because Swampert has such a good matchup against Metagross. But the good thing though is Metagross is not taking super effective damage from Hydro Cannons, right? It definitely has a better matchup against Swampert than Blaziken. So like I said, this is the wrong Metagross I picked for this battle. I'll switch it up after this battle here, but this is the one which has only Psychic. So I was just so mad right now, but at least Psychic hits for neutral against Swampert. We get the shield, which is fine. And I'm just going to wait out the switch clock here because I want my switch timer to be back up so that if they switch out, I can switch out as well. And obviously going to come in with Gyarados here. Gyarados is such a positive matchup against Swampert because everything is going to be resisted unless they have Sludge Wave, which I really hope they don't have at this point. So I'm just going to let it go through, and it ends up being a Sludge Wave. So this is going to do heavy neutral damage to Gyarados. I'm going to commit to the complete Dragon Breath farm down here. They are going to get off another charge move. This is going to be a Hydro Cannon. It was too soon to be another Sludge Wave. It's going to start chipping away at Gyarados, but it's fine. I'm going to completely commit to the Dragon Breath farm down, but they make a switch into Snorlax, so I'm going to go into Blaziken here. Blaziken is going to do super effective damage against Snorlax because of those counters. And I'm just going to go straight for the Blast Burn here because they have only one shield. This is going to do heavy neutral damage if it goes unshielded, as it does there. So I'm going to shield this up because even if it's Body Slam, it will still do quite a bit of damage. Like I said, Blaziken is extremely glassy that you basically have to shield every charge move, right? So I'm just going to commit to the complete counter down here. I'm really hoping they don't get to a charge move. Beautiful. We do that. And they're going to come in with Swampert and it goes down to one counter. This is perfect. Let's see what they have in the back. They have a Metagross in the back. This is perfect. We have loaded energy on Gyarados as well, but we have a lot of energy on Blaziken. So I'm just going to go straight for the Blaze Kick here. Blaze Kick is going to do super effective damage and definitely pressure the shield. Yeah, we get the shield. This is perfect. Because we have so much loaded energy, I can go straight for the Blast Burn. And Blast Burn at super effective damage is definitely going to one-shot the Metagross here. So, boom. Takes it out at one shot. And Blaziken coming in super clutch to pull out a win there. So it was pretty tricky. I mean, Swampert on the lead is very, very tricky for this team because both Blaziken and Metagross in the back struggle against it. But I switched into Metagross because it has a slightly lesser worse matchup against Swampert, right? Met to the Machamp here. This is not a great matchup because Machamps can get to cross chops quicker than Blaziken can get to Blaze Kicks. And I was trying to switch into Gyarados to catch the Cross Chop because Cross Chop would be resisted by Gyarados because of the flying typing. Gonna shield this up. Like I said, you basically have to shield most charge moves. Blaziken really can't take too many charge moves. So I'm just gonna go straight for the Blaze Kick here, hoping to get a shield. Machamp is extremely glassy as well, so they are going to be inclined to shield this. At this point, I'm going to try and catch the Cross Chop with Gyarados, which I managed to do. I managed to do it this time. This is perfect. Cross Chop is going to be resisted by Gyarados because of the flying typing. And I can just commit to the complete Dragon Breath farm down here. And I'm going to have to shield once because a Rock Slide will be coming through, which is going to do super effective damage against Gyarados because of the flying typing. But I'm just going to shield this up and completely commit to the Dragon Breath farm down unless they switch out. They switch out into Dragonite. So this is not terrible because I'm going to build up to an Outrage and then throw the Crunch. I mean, I want to basically fake an Outrage here to try and bait out a shield. So we get the shield. This is absolutely fine. So I'm just trying to get to another Crunch, but they are able to get to a charge move first. This is fine. We still have Metagross in the back. This is exactly you want to have Metagross in the back. And I am running my best buddy Meteor Mash Earthquake Metagross this time, not the Psychic one. So this is great because Metagross is such a positive matchup against Dragonite because everything is resisted. They are building up on quite a bit of energy. I think they were going for the Hurricane. So I'm just going to go straight for the Meteor Mash here. Meteor Mash would do some heavy neutral damage and pretty much take out the Dragonite from this range. This is perfect. We have a lot of... Let's see what they have. They're bringing in Machamp. I can commit to the complete Bullet Punch farm down here. And let's see what they have. They have a Metagross. This is perfect. We have a lot of loaded energy, and because of that energy advantage, I'm going to be able to get to this Earthquake here. Earthquake is going to do super effective damage against Metagross, but isn't going to one-shot it because Metagross's Earthquake doesn't have stab, which is why I'm just going to switch into Blaziken and then counter. Just one counter is pretty much going to take out the Metagross. So that's exactly you want to have Metagross in the back, especially for those Dragonites and Togekisses, which both Blaziken and Gyarados kind of struggle against. So I think that's specifically why you want to have Metagross in the back, and Metagross is just a fantastic closer. It's just so powerful when shields are down as well. So moving into the third battle here, we have Blaziken into Haxorus. This is a very tricky matchup because this is not a great matchup definitely because those fire moves will be resisted because of the dragon typing. And I save switch into Metagross, and as soon as I save switched, I realized that Haxorus has access to Night Slash, which I knew all along, but I just didn't think of it at the time when I switched out. So that was pretty poor play from my part. And I'm going to have to shield this because I need to get this Meteor Mash off to at least try and pressure a shield or get rid of this Haxorus. I'm actually hoping they don't shield because this thing is doing a lot of damage to my Pokemon. And I'm just going to go straight for the Meteor Mash here. This should take out the Haxorus if it goes unshielded. Haxorus is kind of glassy as well, if I'm not mistaken. So we get the shield, which is absolutely sort of understandable. They are going to commit to the complete farm down here. And I'm going to obviously have to come in with Gyarados. And Dragon Breath is doing super effective damage to Haxorus because of its Dragon typing. I'm going to let it go through. Let's see what their second charge move is. It's Dragon Claw. So Night Slash and Dragon Claw, pretty interesting moveset. They make a switch into Electivire. That's a very, very spicy pick. And I'm trying to get to this Blaze Kick, but I'm going to let it go through. I'm really hoping this is an Ice Punch bait because it was too soon to be a Wild Charge. But it's a Wild Charge, pretty much one-shots Blaziken there. That was just terrible. This is pretty much GG's here because Gyarados is going to be double weak to Electric because of the Water Flying typing. And obviously going to have to shield this up but this time it ends up being an Ice Punch bait. So they completely got me here, and I'm going to commit to the complete Dragon Breath farm down here. That's my only win condition, but even that isn't really a win condition at this point. Haxorus comes back in. I'm going to commit to the complete Dragon Breath farm down again. Let's see what they have in the back. They have a Magnezone in the back. This is pretty much GG's. It's a double electric team. That's Gyarados' worst nightmare, right? Double electric team, Gyarados being double weak to electric. There's nothing that I can do there. I mean, if shields were down, I probably could have gone straight for the Hydro Pump, and that probably would have taken out the Magnezone in one shot. But the fact that they still had a shield, it was really tricky. But Electivire completely threw me off. Very spicy pick, so props to my opponent there. But let's move into the fourth battle here. So we have Blaziken into Magnezone. This is perfect. This is the kind of lead that you want when you're leading with Blaziken. It's going to absolutely destroy this Magnezone here. And they're going to get off a charge move. I'm going to shield this up. This is probably just going to be a mirror shot, but I just don't want to run the risk of getting hit by a wild charge. It's a mirror shot. Luckily, we don't get the attack debuff. And they make a switch into their Togekiss. This is beautiful. They've just switch locked their Togekiss into Metagross. This is exactly why you have Metagross in the team. It's absolutely going to, even at a shield disadvantage, Metagross easily beats Togekiss. So I'm going to go straight for the Meteor Mash here before their charge move comes through. So trying to pressure the shield or pretty much take out the Togekiss. They decide to let that go through, so Togekiss goes down, and they're going to come in with Snorlax here. So Snorlax is doing super effective damage to Metagross with licks, but it's still not a terrible matchup for Metagross, right? Because Meteor Mash would still hit for some heavy neutral damage to the Snorlax. So let's see if they decide to shield this up. They decide to shield this up, which is understandable. So they're going to commit to the... I mean, they are over-farming quite a bit here. So I'm just going to try and get this next Meteor Mash off, but they count it perfectly, I guess. This is probably just going to be a body slam here. It's still going to take out Metagross even though it's resisted. And trying to get this Meteor Mash, we're not able to do it. So just going to come in with Gyarados here because Gyarados has such a poor matchup against Magnezone. And of course, I want to preserve my Blaziken for the Magnezone. So going to commit to the Dragon Breath farm down. And they're going to get off a charge move here. This is just going to be a body slam. I'm going to let it go through. I need to preserve a shield for Blaziken for a potential wild charge coming from the Magnezone, right? So they're going to switch into Magnezone, so I'm immediately going to switch into Blaziken and throw the Blaze Kick here. Blaze Kick is going to do super effective damage against Magnezone because of the steel typing and should definitely pressure the final shield here. We get the shield, this is perfect. So I'm just going to commit to the counter farm down and absolutely going to shield this up because this is probably going to be a wild charge here. And it is a wild charge. This is perfect. Now they've lowered their defense and it's going to be easier for Blaziken to counter this Magnezone down. And now we have a Blast Burn ready to go, which we can just throw at the Snorlax. So Blast Burn is going to do heavy neutral damage. And even though Snorlax is bulky, Blast Burn is just pretty much going to take it out from this range. So once again, Blaziken coming in super clutch, especially when shields are down, like you can see with an energy advantage. Blaziken can do really well as well. So it's obviously going to struggle against some of those water and dragon types, which are pretty common in the Premier Cup. But in a lot of neutral matchups, Blast Burn is just so good. That's why I like having Blast Burn. It's just such a hard-hitting move, on top of the fact that it does stab as well. So moving into the 5th battle here. Let's see if we can win the lead this time though. We are 3-1 in this set right now, so that's pretty positive. We met with the Machamp. This is again not a great lead, like I mentioned, because Machamps can get to cross chops quicker than Blazikens can get to Blaze Kicks. So cross chop coming through, it's going to do neutral damage and I'm definitely going to shield this up. Like I said, Blaziken is extremely glassy and going to throw the Blaze Kick here. This is definitely going to get the shield from the Machamp. And I think it's pretty much the same game plan. I'm going to try and switch into my Gyarados to catch the cross chop on the next one. So just going to wait for the charge move to come through. But unfortunately, I was slightly slow in the switch this time. I was slightly one counter late in doing that, which is why I'm going to have to commit double shields here. This is not ideal. So just going to go straight for the Blaze Kick here. This should definitely pressure the final shield from Machamp. But we are going to lose switch advantage, right? And also, they're going to come out of this matchup with a lot of loaded energy as well. So I don't want them farming the Blaziken down, which is why I'm going to switch into Metagross here. So because Metagross only takes neutral damage from those cross chops, whereas if I brought in Gyarados, it would take super effective damage from the rock slides. And I think by farming this thing down with Bullet Punch, I'm going to have a lot of loaded energy. They are still staying in this matchup, but unfortunately they're able to get to a second cross chop. This is not ideal, right? This is definitely going to start adding up here. It's going to get my Metagross into the red. This is not ideal. So this is not looking great at all, to be honest. And let's see what they have here. They're going to bring in Snorlax again. Snorlax is going to do super effective damage because of the licks. Going to go straight for the Meteor Mash here. It's going to do heavy neutral damage to Snorlax. It's not looking great, right? But because now they can commit to the complete lick farm down and have a lot of loaded energy at whatever. I'm going to obviously bring in Gyarados because Blaziken is practically dead. Blaziken is just basically a sack swap at this time. So it's basically all up to Gyarados to finish off this game here. And yeah, the Snorlax has quite a bit of energy. So body slam coming through. It's going to do neutral damage to Gyarados and definitely start chipping away. And I'm really hoping that I can get to a crunch before getting hit by another body slam. But unfortunately, another body slam comes through. So this is not looking great. It's definitely going to put Gyarados into the yellow here. And just going to throw the crunch. Actually, I'm going to overfarm a little bit and then throw the crunch. And crunch is definitely going to finish off Snorlax from this range. But it's too much to do, right? They still have like a full health Pokemon in the back. And it's going to be pretty tricky. So they have a Metagross in the back. So even though Crunch would do super effective damage, it's not great, right? I mean, it's going to do about 50% health, but we still have a Blaziken, so there's still a small window of opportunity to win. Gonna come in with Blaziken and try and get to a Blaze Kick here, but they're gonna throw a charge move here. They were probably anticipating that because Bullet Punch was resisted. I probably could have gone to a Blaze Kick if they had committed to the farm down, but now it's just a race to the charge move. Can I actually no? Even though those Bullet Punches are resisted, Gyarados has way too little health and basically goes down to some of the Bullet Punches there. So yeah, that's a 3-2 set. Pretty decent, I would say. Not terrible, but definitely could have gone 4-1, I guess. But I think it's not bad. Like Blaziken was pretty decent in some of those games. Yeah, as you can see, that was a 3-2 set. Pretty decent performance from Blaziken. Blaziken now isn't necessarily a Pokemon that I would recommend if you want to climb up battle rating points, but it's definitely a fun Pokemon to use and definitely has some play in specific niche matchups like I was talking about, especially against some of those steel types. But overall, it has quite a few vulnerabilities as well, right? Especially Dragonites, Gyarados, Swampert, Togekiss, etc. It has a lot of losing matchups, which is why it can be a pretty difficult Pokemon to use at times as well. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button. I've got more interesting teams coming up as well, and I'll see you guys next time.